never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. There is a lot of news. There are a lot of news going on out there. There is breaking news coming from Chelsea Football Club, and it is making noise right now. It's not the news that you want to hear. If you're really a Chelsea fan, I want you to hang in there as the news is breaking out of Stamford Bridge. The club's ownership, Chelsea fans, I've said I need you all to buckle up as we look at the major news about Chelsea's ownership. California-based private equity firm, Clearlake Football Club. Oh goodness, I need to wake up. California private equity firm Clearlake Capital, Chelsea majority owner and U.S. business man Todd Boehly are assessing whether they can potentially buy each other out, according to Bloomberg. Is Boehly on his way out of the football club, or is Behdad Eghbali taking, reign at the football club? Clearlake Capital is making power moves. Let's break this down and look at who is really at fault and who are you going in for if the breakout happened. Would you assess Clearlake, Behdad Eghbali, or Todd Boehly to be in charge of the football club? There is a lot going on. Also, there's more tweets in terms of how each other seeing the trajectory of the football club, whether Behdad Eghbali or Todd Boehly himself. And also update news coming from Matt Law, which Stephen is here with us. We're going to go through all the news and see what the future lies for Chelsea Football Club in the whole. So wherever you are joining us from, my name is Nate Zion. We're going to take you guys through the next few hours of live stream. As Stephen will say, is there a day that we could go through? Can he have a day without any news coming from a Chelsea Football Club? That is all looks like it's negative, but he's looking for something positive.
One more day at Chelsea is all I ask for.
One good day at Chelsea?
One normal day at
One
Chelsea.
normal day.
Ask for.
One normal day at Chelsea is what he's asking for. I'm trying to quote his words, but I'm not getting it right. But anyway, like I said, the news is going on both sides. If you know much about Clearlake Capital, Behdad Eghbali, who is the front leader or front runner of that consortium, and he is the guy who has 75% of the shares. And Todd Boehly, also in the front runner, if you see, those two guys are the one that runs day-to-day activities of the football club. Todd Boehly has 25% shares of the football club. But according to some reports from Sky Sports said Todd Boehly is willing to sell his shares, but I don't think that is true. Reports are saying that Todd Boehly also is willing to buy Clearlake Capital's share out of his own. So who has it's always very difficult when there's majority leader in there with 75%. I don't know how this is going to go out, but we'll get into it and see who can really how things can shape up for Chelsea Football Club in the future. So if you're watching us live, wherever you're watching us from, don't forget, this show is all for you. Don't forget to drop your like on the video and subscribe if you're new to this platform. I'll say adios, sir. Let's get it going. Stay in there. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a second. Welcome back again, guys. We are back again with the breaking news as is being tweeted, is being reported out by Bloomberg. California-based private equity firm Clearlake Capital, Chelsea majority owner and U.S. businessman Todd Boehly are assessing whether they can potentially buy each other out, according to Bloomberg. And that's why we're here live today. If you're really into this, let's get it going. Stephen G, I know you might have seen a lot going on right now with some updates on these news. But before Stephen comes in, let me acknowledge all our friends and viewers watching us live across the platforms, X and also YouTube. Big up to you, Alpha. It's been a while, and I hope your family and everyone is doing very well. Then JC also in the building. He says, hi, Nee. How are you? I'm doing very well, JC. Big up to yourself. And Phantom of All Nations. Topic. Thank you very much. It's nice to see you guys here. Guys, keep your comments coming. Alpha said, smash this like button for the channel. Big discussions today about the ownership of Chelsea Football Club. Lots of stake. Enjoy the stream. Thank you very much, Alpha. JC said, how are you doing? Phantom said, you are on early today. Yes, I have some few things to take care of, and I want to get this news out of the way. So it doesn't, because the time that I have my meeting is the same time that I usually go live. So I want to get this out on time. Matt Law is the most trusted journalist in Chelsea world, according to Phantom Minute Topic. Absolutely, it is true. Matt Law have had some updates on it. We'll look at what Matt Law also said regarding I wouldn't say takeover, regarding the fractured, broken relationship between Todd Boehly and Behdad Eghbali. Clearlake Capital owns more than 60% of Chelsea's shares, with Boehly holding the rest, alongside U.S. businessman Mark Walter and Swiss billionaire, I think Haskot Weiss, if I can say the name very well. How do you pronounce the game? Hans what?
Hans-Jörg, I believe it is.
I was thinking maybe the J will be silenced. Hans-Jörg Weiss is the name. So thank you very much, Alpha. Alpha, if you're there, you're very interested, you want to get into the conversation, let me know and I'll send the link, or maybe I will drop the link there in a bit. Steven, welcome back again, brother. One day at Chelsea, you're asking for.
Bro, it's never gonna happen, man. It's actually never gonna happen. But yeah, hectic. But yeah, so if we just go through some of the stuff that's come out this afternoon by UK time this morning for you, we got Matt Law coming out for the Telegraph saying Clearlake and Boehly are trying to buy each other out, with Boehly and his partners said to have available resources to fund a full takeover. Clearlake have insisted they will not sell any shares. Boehly believes he can quickly raise over 2.5 billion to make an offer to Clearlake. Clearlake view their investment in Chelsea as a decade-plus commitment and want to increase their stake. This is the key bit for me, right? I'll even turn the camera on for this. So Clearlake view their investment as a decade-plus commitment, so 10 years plus, right? Meanwhile, Todd Boehly sees his investment lasting up to 3 decades. So you're looking at Clearlake, it's 10 years plus, whereas Boehly, it's up to 30 years. What else was there? There's said to be no prospect of Boehly selling his stake on its own to Eghbali and Feliciano, which means Clearlake would also have to buy out Hans-Jörg Wyss and Mark Walter at a total cost of more than 1.5 billion. Investors are said to be ready to back Todd Boehly, who's believed to have a 20 to 30-year vision in Chelsea, which would include a new stadium, but an offer, however big, could fall on deaf ears if Clearlake maintain their not-for-sale stance. That's just a quick rundown of the latest stuff that's come out from Matt Law. But one thing I will mention, right?
Yeah.
Is you've got Feliciano, you've got Behdad Eghbali, yeah? Clearlake, right? You got Hans-Jörg Wyss, which is like his own thing. He's separate, right? He might be more Boehly, but I'm not certain, right? But then you've got Todd Boehly, yeah? And you've got Mark Walter. These two are both minority shareholders of the LA Dodgers. They share, like they have shares in the Dodgers together. So they're friends, they're partners already in another sporting team. The baseball team, obviously.
In the LA Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. So you've got 2 pairs. You've got Clearlake, Feliciano Eghbali come as a pair. Yeah? They're the majority. They have about 63%, I think it is.
So it's like,
and then the other
like
three between them.
Yeah, 5. It's like 5 in all, but 3 on one side and then 2 on
There's
the
about
other side.
5. I don't know where Vyss's stance is. I don't know if he's separate or if he was more on board because of Boehly or because of Clearlake. I'm not certain, right? But the main point for me is you've got Clearlake who have the majority, right? Which is, as we keep saying, Feliciano Eghbali. Eghbali is super involved. We see this a lot, yeah? Then, let's use this hand, right? You've got Todd Boehly and you've got Mark Walter, yeah? Mm-hmm. These two both have shares in the LA Dodgers. I think they both also have shares in the LA Lakers. I know Boehly has shares in the Spirit football team. I think that's Washington. I could be wrong. But he's got shares in basically every sports team from sort of LA or Washington, Todd Boehly, pretty much, as far as I'm aware. The other thing I'll say is, someone please correct me if I'm wrong. Net worth, I think, is to do with your assets and stuff like that, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I am going to double check this. But what I do know, yeah, is that both Feliciano and Eghbali have 4.5 billion net worth each. Right? Okay, net worth is a value of a person or a company and can be computed by deducting the total liabilities from total assets that are owned, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Is that to do with the Todd Boehly, right?
That's to do with net worth.
The net worth of Todd Boehly.
Both of... No, I'm getting into all of them. Eghbali is 4.4 billion net worth. Feliciano is 4.4 billion net worth. Mark Walter, is 6 billion net worth, I believe. Todd Boehly is 8.6 billion net worth. Hanjog Vis is 4.8 billion net worth.
How much again?
This is
What's
going
the last one?
forward.
100 VIX, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you say
4.8 billion. Is him.
8 billion?
4.8.
Oh, 4.8, okay.
4.8.
Okay. So Todd Boehly network is way bigger than all of them. In that sense.
But
8.6.
if you combine Eghbali and Feliciano as Clearlake, their net worth is 8.8 billion. Yeah. Todd Boehly alone is 8.6. If you then add Vis and Walter to Boehly's side, that's over double what Clearlake have. The difference is Clearlake's private equity, and they can have investors sort of put their money in and stuff like that. I don't fully understand how it works, but I think that's some sort of thing. They're basically using other people's money and they have to make a profit on that money, basically, I think is how it works. I'm not entirely certain because I've not really looked into private equity. This is just sort of me guessing and having sort of some sort of basic understanding. But I don't know about you, but for me, I'm all team Todd Boehly. Get Clearlake out.
I'm sure you know where I stand, Stevie. You know where I stand on it, but you know where I stand
Todd
on
Boehly
it.
as well.
Absolutely, because I can see what Todd Boehly did in the initial stage when he was running the football club. When people say find the right person, give the job to them for them to do it. He has, because we also know what Todd Boehly did with his LA Dodgers team. He did not just bring in the rookies to come and
With Mark
win
Walter as
the
well.
World Series. He mixed them up with what? Some experienced players and some young players. So I know what Todd Boehly can do. That is how Boehly was able to win the the World Series with the LA Dodgers. So thank you very much, Steven. We still got a lot to talk about here as we are live on this show.
One of
today,
my friends also said, right? Just quick, right?
Is it?
One of my friends also just said, surely the investors in Clearlake, so the people who put their money into them and stuff like that, yeah? Surely the investors at Clearlake will not want them to turn down a profit. In other words, if Boehly, Walter, and Vis combine and buy them out or put an offer that is profit, surely the investors of Clearlake are not going to want them to reject the profit because that's what they need. They're investing so that they can get profit from what they're doing, essentially.
Okay. All right, child. Thank you very much, Steven. Alpha said the relationship between Clearlake co-founder Behdad Eghbali and Boehly, who together led a hard-fought takeover of Chelsea in 2022, has deteriorated in recent months, according to sources. And JC said, I have a base assessment for you, and it is that these absolutely and no news, nothing of any significance, according to JC. It's news made to look big by journalists who look like to have some big news. It's not some big news. It's not, according to JC. It has close zero ramification for the club and its football.
Need just
according
quick,
to
right?
JC.
Strong disagree on that, right? Because it came from Bloomberg. This isn't just from Matt Law. It originally came from Bloomberg. Bloomberg don't need to lie, bro. They're a business thing, aren't they? Bloomberg, like a business outlet and stuff like that. They don't do that. There's nothing in them to do that. They're not like your typical journalists who need to lie to get traction, to get big. They don't need to do that. That's not them. the other thing is that it's coming out from enough people as well at this point. And maybe it is partially to do with the fact it's an international break, but there's definitely substance to it. You don't see them together at games now.
Stephen,
When's the last time you saw them together?
I quite remember Bloomberg are the same people that really put some of the tweets out
Bloomberg
there.
were all over us on the takeover as well, weren't they?
Yeah, the takeover. Yeah, they were one of the first people that broke those news. So there's some kind of a credibility from their firm. They're not like journalism or maybe a news outlet. They're like a business.
Put it this way, just quick, right? Nothing can happen for months yet, but there's definitely got to be some substance to this.
Which
it's the only thing I wanted to quickly add.
Yeah, which I do agree. I mean, JC, look at how we look at how the news was being put out there. If you watch it, I think one of the games that we watched, I get either Crystal Palace or one of the games that people are saying that Todd Boehly is really fed up with how the things are being run at the football club. When we consider the goal and he walk out of the and when he was sitting down watching the game, he just went out of the place. So one way or the other, I'll say there's no smoke without fire. There isn't a smoke without fire. So there should be some substance in this. Although nothing will happen right away, but something could happen in the near future. Who knows? Maybe 7 months to come, maybe 1 year to come, something could happen. Those two can go in agreement and say, okay, I can't handle things anymore. But if you look at what my lord said and how Todd Boehly sees the trajectory of the football club and how he sees the project of the football club, 3 decades. This guy is looking at it for 3 decades. You get what I'm saying? Where Behdad Eghbali is seeing it to probably just 10 years. You get what I'm saying? But anyway. All right, so JC said there can be anything chaos to be the club, and its executive management should be and is there in a place, and the club will continue to function as it should be, according to JC. Big up to you. I want to love you forever for joining us here on the show today. JC said that don't waste time on who says the news. Focus on what is the news, and the news has zero ramification, according to JC. Alpha, big up to you, Alpha. Alpha said that Bloomberg are the most powerful news agency in the world and business news. They have strong connection in corporate and legal sporting industries, according to Alpha. Thank you very much, Alpha, for that clarification. JC said you are spending too much time on how the news is put out. Focus on what has zero ramification on the daily operation of the football club.
It does affect
JC, you know our platform. These are news out there, and definitely we have to come over here and talk about it. JC, I know we are doing what matters most. Whether it's going to affect the club right now or not, JC, you should know better. You know that definitely we are also another source of news to other people who don't know what is going on. So when we mount this platform, we put all together, we swing our hands together and say, so what is going on, whether positive or negative, we talk about it. But we don't dwell on negativity. But we look at the context in this and look at what is going on now at the football club. When this consortium took over the football club and what they did from beginning and what they are doing now. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people are very angry at certain player. Why, or the football club, why they couldn't sign a certain player? Because of certain things, around the football club. That is why they couldn't. But I believe that it will, us looking into it, whether it will affect the football club now or in the future, you and I have to discuss it. Is it healthy for the development of the football team or the football club? You get what I'm saying? That's what that's the angle which you and I stand right now, that we have to look into that. I know it could be propaganda. It could be a news or a journalist trying to make something out of certain things that was being said within, I would say, how would I say it? How what's the right way? Or maybe a meeting that took place and something that someone said and now is growing out of proportion. But we have to look at the bigger picture, if I should put it that way. So Stephen has given us some updates coming from Matt Law and setting some other stuff coming away. But we are looking at the Behdad Eghbali influence at the football club. We're also going to look at Todd Boehly versus Behdad Eghbali. We know one has more shares than the other, but is it Behdad Eghbali alone that has that 75% share at the football club, or is it between the three of them that comes together to have that 65%? So according to what Stephen was trying to say, is that Behdad Eghbali and the other guy.
So Eghbali and Feliciano are Clearlake. Clearlake have about 62%. Okay. The other three have about 38% to make the 100% ownership.
Absolutely. I want to love you forever. Thank you very much. She said that Nizam, it's nice to finally see you and Steven face. Now I can finally say big up, Steven. Big up, Steven G. Thank you very much. I want to love you forever. Seeing Steven's face of probably the first time, I'm sure she wasn't around during the deadline day.
She made it for that one for long because
and yesterday you have your camera on yesterday too.
Briefly.
Yeah, probably should miss that one too. But yeah, Rich Moneymaker, what's he saying? Rich Moneymaker say that I'm back from illness. Oh, sorry, my brother. If I knew that you were sick, I would have reached out. To you. He said that I'm back from illness. According to my close contact, Todd wants experienced players, but Behdad Eghbali wants young players. Follow me, Rich Moneymaker 22. Todd isn't going anywhere, according to reports. Thank you very much, Rich Money Maker, for that. You see Stephen raising his hands. He loves Todd Boehly. Yeah, I like Todd Boehly too. Alpha said,
just quick, right, for the reasoning on the show, because people say the whole ownership's bad, this, that, and the other. Boehly literally has the Dodgers, yeah, and he's got them to win things, right? He's also publicly said in the past, the best thing to do, sorry, my glasses are falling a bit. The best thing to do is get the best in their field, give them the resources, aka the money, to do what they need to do, and then essentially you get out the way and let them do what they need to do. Whereas you look at Eghbali's very hands-on, right? We've seen this from the transfer windows. He's very hands-on. He wants to be involved in everything, right? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, big issue there. Big issue. And it's a big difference as well. One says, get the best and let them do what they need to do. The others want to be very hands-on, or specifically one of the others wants to be very hands-on.
Mm-hmm. Stephen G, there you go. Rich Moneymaker, thank you very much for your comments. Alpha said as Stephen explained, the Clearlake owns 61.54% of Chelsea, with the remaining 38.46% split between businessman Todd Boehly, Mark Walter, and Hasjok Rees is the name.
I think it's pronounced this. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
I've said it about three different
I'll find
times
the pronunciation later. Yeah. Jesse said, what if I tell you, like, I tell you guys that Behdad Eghbali and Feliciano are minority shareholders. Clearlake is a consortium of many small businesses, small investors, and these two are just two drops in the pond, according to him.
Clearlake isn't a consortium, it's private equity. They have investors, and then they invest the investors' money, and then they have to return a profit to the investors. If I've understood it correctly, that's roughly what it is. So Clearlake themselves aren't a consortium. They're private equity. So they need a return. They need profit to give back to the investors.
All right. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. We got... All right, sorry about that. I wanted to love you forever. Said I was driving yesterday during the show, and you had more people on the show. On the show yesterday. JC said that you have close to 400 investors. You are wrong. He said they have close to 400 investors. You are wrong. Um, and we'll look into that. How many investors are in that Clearlake thing? Let me hear from JC, because I think that JC has a lot to talk about, to say in this topic. But big up to everyone watching us live on YouTube and X. We are still close to getting to that 4K right now, and our main objective or main aim is to get to 10K by the end of the year. And I don't think it's going to be that difficult for us to do. We can do it with the help of you guys that and watches the stream and shares each and every day. So yes, that's the main objective. Don't forget to like and share this video. Like, if you like the video, it will trigger the algorithm to upload, or would I say recommend it to a lot of people out there. So the 15 or 13 could amount to maybe 100. Who knows? That's why we're here. Let's get the whole thing going. Okay. My friend here over here said it's international break, lads. Can't we have a break from Chelsea doing something? According to my friend over here,
It's Chelsea. These things don't happen.
I wish, my brother. But yeah, I'll drop the link in the comment section below. Anyone out there who has any interest or have any knowledge on these breaking news in between these owners, the front runners of Chelsea Football Club, Behdad Eghbali and Todd Boehly. The relationship looks like it's fractured, as I put on my thumbnail. It's fractured, broken down. And how can we fix this? And what's the way forward for the future of Chelsea FC? The link is right there. I will pin it. I will pin it like I do all the time. I will pin the link. So I will pin the link so I don't forget it. So, guys, join us. Let's have this discussion here. I want to know your thoughts, your opinion on this breaking news. I want to love you forever. Said that's why I didn't notice he had the camera on. Don't say, don't say it too loud.
That one's not showing up, so I'm confused.
Okay.
You've got the other one about its international break shown.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Clearlake is not a consortium. It's a private equity firm. Yeah, that's what I read earlier on. I even put up their private equity firm. Blueclouds is the consortium vehicle. All right. Clearlake plus Boehly, etc., which equaled Chelsea from. Which acquired Chelsea from Abramovich, according to Alpha. Thank you very much, Alpha, for that. But yeah, JC is here. JC is here with us. I know he has something he want to share with us. JC, go for it, sir. Before you do that, let me ask of how you're doing. Anyway.
Yeah, great. Enjoying the Saturday.
I know you have a different perspective towards what is going on. I want you to share with us, so we can
it's
get
kind
your
of a
side of the story.
non-news, to be honest, because how any organization would function is they will have an executive board, executive branch, which is of management, with everybody having their own functions and everybody doing their jobs, and the club is functioning. Same would be the same would be for Strasbourg. They will have their own, and I understand like some of the directors of Chelsea have been included in the board of Strasbourg as well. So they have a executive arm which is functioning, and Chelsea has an executive arm which is functioning. It's not like Clearlake, Eghbali, Feliciano, or Boehly. They will be on the pitch fighting with the groundsman. Hey, groundsman, you have to color it green, and the other one is saying, no, you need to color it brown. And then everybody is fighting over it. No, Feliciano, Eghbali, they have their own jobs. They are investors, sit in the boardrooms, sort it out, slog it out, go inside a room, close it, kick each other's asses, throw punches, whatever you want. If you really want to destroy the value of your investment, but if you want to improve the value of your investment individually. Everybody is interested in increasing the value of their investment. Then throw these punches behind closed doors or outside, no problems. But don't intervene in the daily functioning of the business, because that will harm it. And they are none of them are stupid enough to be taking these kind of any fights. Even if they're like, we are speculating, even if they are having a fight, I don't think they are having a fight. They are having a discussion, because nobody wants their investments to be losing value, and they won't be intervening in small decisions, daily operational decisions. So the club will run, everything will be running, and all these big guys will be trying to figure out like, how do we do this, because both of them want to have the club, both of them want to be the majority or the total ownerships. Of course, if the club is performing well and if both of the parties believe that the club is going on the rise, that means they both believe that the value of their investment will increase, and why not have the bigger share? And they might be trying to buy each other out, and they might have different vision of how to reach the end goal, but the end goal is the same, huh? Both of them want to succeed. So they will figure it out. Close them in a room, let them throw punches at each other. If they want to fight, if they want to talk, they let them talk. What do we fans have to worry about? I do not know. What's the so news being made about? The football will go on. And one thing is 100% sure: both of those parties want the club to be highly successful. So I mean, let's be calm about it. I mean, some journalists, if they want to project it as, oh, again a scandal at Chelsea and again a problem at Chelsea, it's not. It's their internal problems. They will sort it out, and that problem is not really related to the club at the moment. And I don't think they will make it into a problem where, like, as I gave you a analogy, like everyone wants to have a different color of the pitch, so they are fighting about it, and the club is not able to color their pitch. I think that will be stupid. They don't want their investment to be lost, so everything will be fine.
Steven, what do you make of what JC is saying?
No, bro, Bloomberg don't need to lie. Like, if it was from other people,
No, I'm not saying they are lying.
but it's
I'm
from
not saying they are
Bloomberg,
lying.
So I'm like, okay, there's something.
No, just let me clarify. I'm not saying they are lying. They might be
Some
saying the
reports
truth.
are saying that some also report I was just reading reports are saying that exclusively sorry Todd Boehly confident he can raise sufficient capital over 2.5 billion pounds for full Chelsea takeover.
That's the Telegraph report from Matt Law.
Listen,
Okay.
I will give you another example.
Hold on a second. It says but Clearlake admit they would not sell their shares to anyone else, according to Chelsea Dodgers. So go ahead, JC.
Yeah, I'll put it another way if you want. Yeah? So Bloomberg might not be lying. I'm not saying they're lying or something. Whenever there is a change in ownership, like the shareholder structure is changing, it hardly matters at all for the business. I mean, at the owner might change, but the day-to-day operation should not be matter. And whenever there is a takeover, a merger, or anything, the first thing the new owner comes is like, we will do everything for the better of the club, and with the least effect to the daily operations and success of the club. And that is what, like, if such a news comes out, they will say is, okay, guys, you are on the ground people working on the ground level, grassroots levels. You do not need to worry about it. This does not concern you. You carry out your tasks daily as you usually do, and the fans need not worry about that. I am not saying whether the news is wrong or right. I'm saying I'm making judgments, and the judgments don't mean like, in life people tend to try to make like, take one side or another side. There's never black or white in life, huh? But if you look at the situation, it is in none of their interests that the value of the business goes down. And they have both come out and said, like, we want to buy the other one out because they believe in the business and they will not harm on their own business. So it's a no news for the fans, for the football club, for the players, for the team, because whatever they have their differences, they will sort it out. That will not and should not affect the daily running of the club, and it looks like it will not. So whatever the news is, like who the context of the news is highly like for me
Irrelevant to you.
it is insignificant, because for
Insignificant.
the daily operations of the club, for my club, how is it is playing, how the players are playing, how it's insignificant. It's
Okay.
being made into a scandal or something, because the journalists like to make a news, and the bigger the news, then they have more views, but it is like you don't look at like what is the news, like who's the giving the news. Look at what is the news, and is it even significant for the grassroots levels? No.
Thank you very much, JC. I want to love you forever. Thank you very much, Rich Moneymaker. Thank you very much, Max P. Max P also in the building. Alpha in the building. Courtney also in the building. And big up to everyone joining us live on YouTube channel platform here. And I'll say the like to go a long way. Let's drop a like on the video as the breaking news intend to popping up a day from Chelsea transfer first ever. With ice international break, there are other competitions going on, the World Cup qualification going on in Africa, and some other friendly matches going on. As our women are also beating.
They won.
Uh,
It's finished.
yeah, the game is over. About I think about 9-0, 9-0,
It was
9-1 or
9-0,
something.
yeah.
9-0. The Chelsea women are cooking. Yeah, Bompasta is the name. I think he's also making
Sonia Bompasta.
Bombasta is making news over there. He's making this team a wonderful team. But anyway, the news as is being broken out a few hours ago, yesterday before we went to bed. California-based private equity firm Clearlake Capital, Chelsea majority owner and U.S. businessman Todd Boehly are
Me,
assessing whether they can potentially buy each other out, according to Bloomberg. Bloomberg, if you don't know much about Bloomberg, it's
me. Can I ask you something? Like, my question will be to you,
yeah.
and while you will be thinking for the answer, you will realize that this new situation is not going to change much, and my question will be, like, here's a situation.
Mhm.
Let's say Victor Osimhen, there is a negotiation going on with him, and Chelsea wants to buy him. Do you think Victor Osimhen will be negotiating separately with four different shareholders to sign with the club, or will he be negotiating with the directors or the appointed executive management who is running the club?
JC, I do understand where you're coming from. That whatever news is being put out there today doesn't affect the day-to-day activities of the football club, and the football club will go on. I do understand because yes, things have been put in place to make sure the structure and the football club, this club becomes successful. But the main picture here is things are going very well for Chelsea, and all of a sudden there is a conflict between owners or shareholders or people that have majority shares at the football club falling apart, which we all know, Behdad Eghbali and what's his name again,
No,
Todd
no, no.
Boehly
Just
are
hold on.
falling apart. So
Let me
I
put
know.
a disclaimer. There is not a fight,
Mhm.
and it's not falling apart. There is a competition. Each one is trying to take over the other, because both of them think this is a good place.
Good place to make money or good place to make
It will be
history,
success.
the success.
Yeah, it's
So
going in the right direction. It will be successful. So both are competing and trying to buy out each other.
and I understand, but if you look at what the main concept here is, everyone has different ideas in terms of how he sees Chelsea Football Club. Beardak sees Chelsea Football Club differently, and Todd Boehly also sees Chelsea Football Club differently. But we're trying to weigh the options. Who should Chelsea fans vote
Yeah,
for?
but
Who do they
just
want to take over Is it Behdad ideas or of Todd Boehly's ideas? And we all saw what Todd Boehly was doing right from the beginning when they took the takeover happened. He was blending, and he has a track record of blending rookies and experience to win LA Dodgers series when he won with the the baseball team. And he has that track
No,
record.
yeah,
I don't know
you
that
are
track
right.
record. I'm not
In
sure
that
of that
sense,
track
you are right.
record coming from Behdad Eghbali. So I think that these news really demand some kind of would I say this topic, it's out there for us to discuss on what is going
No,
on.
you are right in the
You
sense
get
like it's like they there are two
Mm.
like influential shareholders who have
Yeah,
different views of the path to reach the end goal, but which is still a difference of opinion, but it's not like falling apart, but
Mhm.
still it is worth a discussion. That's true, but it's not like necessarily that they will be like going separate ways also. I mean, eventually if they are not able to buy each other out, they will have to figure out a way to work together then anyway.
Right. Right. Thank you very much, JC. Big up to you, JC. If Alpha is in the building with us, I want to love you forever. Said I know you don't get my joke about it's against the law. Here to have your phone and in the driver's view at the same time, which I understand that probably you won't be seeing. Like you said, if you have that phone in the driver's view, you won't be concentrating on the phone, what is ever going on. But all you can do is to hear the voice of the people talking, but not the visual. Else, you can find yourself in big trouble. That's all. That's what I meant when I said I was watching you while I was driving. I get it. I get it. Alpha said that the summaries. To summarize this is about the composition of ownership in the consortium parent company Blueclouds, according to Alpha. And Max P said we are completely shambles. Clearlake only want to profit, don't care about football, according to Max P. Max P said at least Boehly seems to understand the teams need to be successful to make profit. Courtney, big up to you, Courtney. Courtney, big up to yourself. It says Max P said this man doesn't understand football. What club with no stability at the I think
I think,
at
is
something
successful. I think
yeah,
is what I
it's
mean.
successful. So that's what Mac P. Mac P, I'm not sure who exactly. Are you talking to JC or are you referring to Behdad Eghbali? I'm not so sure who exactly Max P is talking to. Phantom said if Matt Law says it, then it must be true, according to Phantom of Mini Topic. Matt
Phantom,
Law
forget it
also.
came from Matt Law. The fact that
Yeah,
it came from Bloomberg before anyone else is the main thing.
yeah, Bloomberg before Matt Law also took it up, and then he recycled it. Make sure it's put out there on the Telegram. All right, DP, big up to you, D Prince. My man himself says, big up everyone. This is very, very bad. This is very bad at this point. Coming from my man here, D Prince. Prince in the building. Max P said, what Boehly wants to buy out Clearlake. I don't see that happening. It's gonna be that difficult. It won't be that easy. Max P said it does affect the days. It does affect the
The
days
day-to-day.
today stability of the football club. And you know, I don't see that happening because majority shareholder they are doing what they're doing.
See, Nee, can
60%
I
of them.
Nee,
just
let me sorry, Nee,
can you address that
let me know
quickly?
when I can come in and I can just make my point as well.
Okay,
Sorry.
just give me one
Yeah,
sentence and
yeah.
then you can drop it if you
Yeah,
want.
because I haven't contributed yet.
JC, give me a second. Let Ryan come in. He's been waiting
Okay,
for quite some
sure,
time
sure.
now, and then you definitely come in. Okay, once he's
No,
done.
go on, Nee, please. Sorry, continue with the. I'll come in after the comments are finished.
Yeah, I got 3 comments, but I'll take it. There's more, 2 of them from D Prince and Phantom Max also. So I'll take them right after you contribute. So go for it, Ryan.
Okay. One thing I want to clear up because I heard JC speak about, the corporate governance and all the directors and the C-suites and all this. The truth is, and I'm somebody who works, in the financial services industry. I use Bloomberg every day, a terminal, so I'm very, very familiar with, Bloomberg News and articles and
Ryan,
how it
sorry,
can.
can you hear Ryan? Stephen, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear Ryan?
Yeah.
I can hear Ryan.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear right now.
Yeah, I couldn't hear Ryan. Stephen, I'm
Can you
sure.
hear me now?
Yeah,
Now
now
I can hear
I
you.
can hear. I can hear Ryan. I can hear all of you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Me.
Just
I'm
you
not
can hear
lying.
Ryan.
I'm here,
Yeah, we
man.
can hear
Okay,
you.
let
All right,
me
Ryan was gone
summarize.
for a
I'll
bit.
be.
Ryan,
Yeah,
can
go ahead,
you
Ryan.
repeat that again?
Let me summarize quickly. Okay, so I work in banking. You know that, Nee.
Yeah.
I use Bloomberg, and so I'm very familiar with how Bloomberg disseminate financial news and how it can impact share prices. And they've got all these ethics and things they have to be careful with libel. There's no doubt in my mind there's a lot of truth, as Stephen mentioned in this article that was published by them. They're close to the sporting world, corporate, legal, Wall Street, everything. What JC was saying about, it's not going to affect day-to-day operations. We don't know. We do not know whether it will or it won't. What's happening here is potentially a change of ownership at the consortium level. Clearlake buying out Boehly buying out Clearlake. We don't know what the change in ownership will be. But the current ownership structure at Chelsea means all key decisions have to be signed off by all the owners. So if you change the ownership structure, then that will probably change as well. So day-to-day will be impacted. Whether that means transfer budget, whether that means, I don't know, extending contracts for players whose contracts are terminating soon, or the stadium, or transfer budget you give the manager in the next window. All these things could change. So it's not correct to say that nothing is going to change. This is just no news and day-to-day operations stay the same. That's incorrect. You don't know. It's completely false.
I disagree.
Oh,
I disagree
yeah,
because
JC,
completely
right now
false.
land.
decisions
JC,
being
let him
made.
land, and then you come in. JC, let him land. I know
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah, okay,
disagree.
sure.
So like I said, JC, I work in banking. I worked in the financial sector for many, many years. I know how. I've been in board meetings. I've worked
Yeah,
with,
okay, I have done that as well. No
directors,
problem.
everything. To say that it's not going to affect day-to-day operations is just false. You can't say that because we don't
Okay, so
know.
you landed,
That's
I
the point.
suppose.
That's the point.
Yeah, okay. So now let me
Okay.
explain you why you are wrong. Because first of all, for start, both Eghbali and all the Boehly and all, they said they would be stepping back a little bit and let the club being run by the directors and all. But was it being done really? We really do not know. But whatever the decision making, which is going from top, is not coming from shareholders. It is coming from a board, executive board, which has elected members, and the members are elected by the shareholders. It's not the
Which decisions?
shareholder.
Which
Yeah,
decisions are you? Which
let me land now.
decisions?
Let me
Be
land now.
clear. Be clear
Let
when you're
me
saying
land now, please.
decisions.
Can you let
Which
me land now?
decisions?
Now
Nee,
can
this
you
guy's.
listen? I
I
listen
don't know
to
this
you
guy.
now. You better listen to me as well.
Ryan, you can ask some questions when you land. Okay,
So,
I'll give you guys a chance.
so technically,
Yeah.
these are members of the board, executive boards, who are taking the decisions. And if the members of the board are not able to meet each other, see each other in the eye, then there will be solutions that the board constitution of the board can be changed. To say that every decision is being signed off by shareholders is technically wrong.
Who said that? Who said that the decisions are being signed off by shareholders? Who said
You
that?
said that.
No, I didn't. I said that
You
you're
just
wrong.
rewind it.
You're wrong.
Rewind the
I said
speech.
that you're.
Rewind
Sorry,
the
let me
speech.
land. Let me finish. All I said is that it's wrong for you to say that if there's a change in ownership, that there won't be any impact day to day. And my point is that you don't know if there will be or there won't be. It's wrong to say that there won't be and assume. It's an assumption.
Well, then let me clarify again. I
Okay.
mentioned if you listen to me totally, I said there may be differences, and they might have to thrash it out within closed structures of the room, and find a common language if they cannot find to a conclusion in one way, eventually it is in none of those individually in none of their interest that the club is harmed, because both of them want their investment to grow. It's not a coffee shop, huh? It's a multi-billion-dollar club, and they will be working. They have to figure out a way to work together in the executive board to work for the betterment of the club. I'm not saying it's not going to be totally affected, no, but on the grassroots levels, it will be in their interest that the club's day-to-day running is affected, and they would not do that.
Okay. That
So
is absolutely not what you said 10,
yeah,
15 minutes ago. I agree.
Absolutely
I
what I
100%
said. If
agree
you
with what you
listen
just
from the
said.
beginning of the
guys,
speech,
I agree with what you said
guys,
now,
didn't I
but
say
what you
that?
said 10, 15 minutes
Did I
ago, no.
say me is
That's not
the?
what you
He
said.
can tell
That's
you.
not what I heard.
No, but
I heard you
guys,
say
guys,
that it won't have any impact day to day at all.
all right. JC, we cannot talk over each other else. We're gonna be we wouldn't mean nothing to all this I mean our viewers and those that are listening into it. From what I heard from you, JC, earlier on, you said this will not impact the day-to-day activities of the running of the football
Yes,
club.
that's what he
You
said.
get what I'm saying? You even type it there, and I was like, then Ryan also came in, so I was trying to take Ryan's side, and I'm trying to take your side, take what you said, and take what Ryan said. And my question based on it is, okay, if these two parties are on the separate ways and they have to sign, because what I know is if you have a share and in an organization, we're going in for one thing, all parties have to sign to be able to purchase whatever we're going to purchase. You get what I'm saying? It's just like my house over here. If I want to do something that involves me and my wife, because I have my signature on the house, my wife has a signature on the house. If I want to do something, any organization who wants to help us here in terms of loan or anything, if my wife doesn't sign, that loan is not going to work because I don't own this house alone. It's between me and my wife. You get what I'm saying? So if I sign the paper, it's not going to be finalized without her signing. So it doesn't apply to what is going on at Chelsea right now with all these shareholders. If they don't put their pen and paper and they don't sign the document, can Chelsea be able to purchase a player? That's a simple question I'm asking, JC. Can Chelsea be able to
Yeah,
bring in the player without the signature of all parties?
yeah, you can. And
So
I
it
think
means that it can
the
affect.
first thing we saw, the change we saw was also announced together in this news that that CEO Jurassic, he left. So they
Jurisdict's
probably
completely
are going to
clean, by the
have,
way.
yeah.
Just
So
quickly.
that is one of the, I think, implications of differences between the shareholders and the board, and eventually they will have a executive arm of management who will be functioning, because otherwise yes, and otherwise the club starts to be affected, which none of the shareholders want that. So they will have to figure out that if they cannot see each other eye to eye, then better have a structure there which is functioning without them being involved in every small decision. And that is how we see first thing, which is like the CEO has left and there will be a CEO appointed. I do not know, like the guy who has been promoted, how that functions, but these will be board fights or shareholder fights. Eventually, I repeat once again, it is in interest of none of them that the club loses value
Okay.
and clubs gets harmed. So their interests are not about to, they can sort it out within the closed room, they can throw punches at each other, but the first priority will always be that the business is not harmed, because they will be harming themselves.
I mean, that makes sense too. That makes sense. From ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to JC and Mr. Ryan and Stephen G. Stephen, do you want to come in, or you want me to take some few of the comments before we go to Mr. Ryan again?
No, the only thing I'm gonna put on it, right, is that at the end of the day, yeah, I think this has gone too far already. I'll be honest. I actually think it's gone too far. Nothing can happen immediately because these things take time. But there's definitely something to it. I think something's going to end up happening. But all we ask is one normal day. But It won't happen. Just quick on what Rich Moneymakers is saying here about, remember, guys, Todd wasn't a fan of buying young talents. He wanted experience. He likes Chelsea, and it would after get very bad for Todd to leave Chelsea, according to his contacts.
Yeah.
From my understanding, he wanted young players. He just didn't want a mass of them at one time, like we have done. Like, he was okay with having young players, but bringing the experience with it, not having fully team of like young players with like one or two exceptions, if that makes sense. That's my understanding of it. Is that he wasn't like fully wholly against the young players. He just didn't want it the way it's been done, in the fact that young player. You look through our team, yeah. I think over half of them are probably under 24. Under 23?
I think over half of them are under 24. Under 24.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I think he wanted like almost like a core of young players for sure. But he didn't want a big amount of the squad to be that. He wanted to still have those experienced players, those like potential game-changing players that are like proven elite top-level players. But we haven't got that now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen G. The guys, this is what we want. Very, very healthy debate, not just fighting among each other, because we have different views. JC sees something different. Ryan also, we know his expertise. He works in finance, a bank. Yes, that's my guy. Ryan from the bank, JC also the administrator. So the administrator and then the banker. That's what we have over here. And then also the physio also. And then the me, the presenter. The presenter of sports on this show. So yeah, we're rocking it. We got all the expertise on this platform today. Max P said a good place to make money. Eghbali partner, the Portuguese guy. Clearlake said in his interview, it's more about the profit than on the field and success. I think his name says success. I think his name is Feliciano. Yes, the skinny guy, Feliciano. Fun to minute topics. The key is winning. English Premier League is
the key to winning the Premier League.
The key to winning the Premier League is hiring a legendary, not novice manager, according to Phantom of Many Topics. Deep Prince, big up to you, Deep Prince. I hope you're doing well. You're keeping good, my brother. Says to me, these people are fraud. See the mess they've put, my dear club. It could only get worse. In fact, I don't want any of these. Imagine a team like Chelsea go all season without a striker, according to Deep Prince. And no front sponsor, no striker. They actually mess up the whole thing. They all need to leave the football club, according to my friend Deep Prince. Right, fun to my mini topic again. Deep Prince said, I actually blame UK government. It's very obvious that these people don't deserve us, and we don't deserve them either. Chelsea section, big up to you, legendary. Tyron, legendary Tyron, my man. He said, legendary knee, legendary Phantom, legendary Deep Prince, legendary Max. Everyone is a legend over here. I want to love you, Rich Moneymaker, legendary JC. Big up to all the legends out here. You know what, Tyron, you're also a legend, my brother. You're also a legend yourself. You're a legend in your own way. Keep up the good work you're doing, guys. All right, so we'll move on from there. Phantom of Many Topics. Ryan is correct. This new panelist is like a Chelsea Dan. No, Phantom, you cannot say that. Don't you know JC? You always see JC in there. What do you mean new panelist? JC's always with us. He's been on the panel many times. That's his view, Phantom. That's his view. You have to look at both too, and then pick up whatever they're saying from it. What is going on right now? Will it affect the day-to-day activity of the football club? Yes or no? In your opinion, yours is yes. How? You get what I'm saying? Jesse said it beginning. I think either he said it wouldn't, and later on he said certain things, and then he concluded himself. So that's what we're looking at over here.
I'll say to Phantom, like, both of us are correct in our own ways of vision. Right. If Ryan is coming from a perspective of a banker, I can understand where he's coming from,
Mm.
and my perspective is more coming from a business owner point of view. So that is like also looking at the day-to-day operations and and the functioning of the business and how it is moving, and looking at the other parts of the business as well.
Thank
So we both are correct in our own way at looking at it. But it's like a different perspectives. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My little experience, I haven't worked in the bank, I haven't worked in finance, but my little thing that I do in my house, I can put two and two together and tell you what is going on at Chelsea Football Club. But fun to many topics are right, is correct. I think that just like JC said, they're all correct in their own way. But big up to Adeyi, I think Adeyi, and then my man is it Jordan, right? Jordan Heyman, Sports Hub. Big up to you, my friend. Todd, Rich Moneymaker said, okay, Phantom said Todd Boehly has a World Series ring. What does Clearlake, what credential does Clearlake Capital have, according to Phantom Minute Topic? Rich Moneymaker said, remember, guys, Todd wasn't fan of buying young, talented players, and he wanted experienced players. Todd likes Chelsea.
Yeah, I read that one out.
Yeah, you read that one earlier on. Thank you very much, Stephen. The Phantom of Many Topics said, we all owe Todd a big apology. We blame Clearlake by the decision. All on Todd. Clearlake is the one who wanted the failure of Modric. Look,
I don't,
Stephen,
because I knew it was more Clearlake.
Stephen and I said this many times, that most of the dealings that were going, everyone put the blame on Todd Boehly, but it wasn't Todd Boehly. We've said it many times on this platform, many times, and I saw this last season when I did not see Boehly. I saw Clearlake in the dressing room when we were talking about always these owners are in the dressing room, they are here, they're there. I saw Clearlake, which is Behdad Eghbali himself, in the dressing room without Todd Boehly. I saw him outside with Modric. I saw him outside with some of the new players, and he was in the dressing room with his players. It wasn't Todd Boehly. All right, so Phantom of the topics that we all own. Okay, I read that one. JC said a big up to Tyron. How are you? Okay, a big up to you, my friend. Says, hey guys, big up everyone that is joining. Guys, do not forget the likes will go a long way. We got 24 of you watching live on your own comfort zone. If you like what you're seeing, if you like the stream, you're enjoying the stream, what stops you from liking it or sharing the stream on the other platform? Maybe Facebook. You can share it there so the channel can grow. We can do it. We cannot do it. We cannot get the numbers we're looking for without you guys' support. So thank you very much. My friend here said, hi to Phantom. Okay, this individual. All right. Bring back Amanda as CEO of Newcastle United. Amanda left. Amanda Stesma, she has left. JC said, I'm also a financial.
Is what they're saying. They're saying she's left Newcastle, so bring her basically.
Oh, bring her back to Chelsea?
Bring her to Chelsea, not back to Chelsea.
Oh, bring her to Chelsea, not back. Yeah, because she's never been there.
To be fair, I think Boehly has connections with Saudi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he does, because I remember during the World Cup he met the Saudis to discuss some deals, and even trying to see if they can bring Neymar to the football club. I don't know, something like that. I remember. All right, so I'm going live later today for a German-Hungary watch along. All right, you can share your link, and we will support you in that. That's all we do over here on this platform. Share a link there. We will all support you. Rich Moneymaker said that well-spoken Stephen. He wanted a mix of experience and youngster, but Eghbali is starting to listen to JC. You are right. All right. My friend said, hi, Phantoma. Okay, I think I read that one. Thank you, guys. I think I've gone
through.
Is
so confusing.
All right. What was that, Stephen?
This message is so confusing.
Yeah, I think it's more of a Newcastle. Is it the same thing that I read? It looks like it's repeating itself. But my friend said I need a mod, bro. You need a mod.
He needs a mod to share it out, he said.
Okay. All right, send your link there and we'll support you. All right, let's see what we have here. Guys, so we're back in the show. We're back on the show. There's still some more to discuss and talk about on this specific topic here. Phantom, Steven,
Yeah.
JC and Ryan. Anyone that wants to jump on the floor, you can go for it, brother.
Yeah, we pretty much covered everything there. I think. Yeah. There are there are changes maybe going to happen, and there might not happen any changes. But the main thing is like the club should be on the path to success, and we have seen like there is a slight improvement from last years, like very incremental within the context of last 2 years. I won't compare it with Romani Abramovich times. That was totally successful club, and then I hope like we continue and to move on as a club.
Let me ask Mr.
And
Ryan. Ryan, what's the way forward from these predicament, these problems? What's the way forward? How should Chelsea handle this? Would these affect the players psychologically performing on
Yeah,
the pitch?
that's a very good point. It's something you want to nip it in the bud quickly, but you can't. As Stephen mentioned, it's out there now in the public domain. And a change in ownership takes months, maybe, dare I say, years. You have to really analyze the economics. There needs to be Premier League approval, regulatory sign off. It's not a quick process. But then there's obviously, as JC mentioned, the shareholder and company value aspect to it. Protecting the value of the company. But then there's also on the pitch, the players. This is now a bit of a sideshow, and it's in the press. It's just another feather in the bow that the media will attack Chelsea about. There's the spending, and now there's the uncertainty around the ownership, and there being a toxic environment and a power struggle between the owners. So it's something that the club needs to manage effectively as well. That's a whole other argument and point about how this might affect the players on the pitch and how they perform. This is the timing of this is unusual. We've just gone through the first 3 games of the season, and then this has come out. So that definitely makes me believe that this has been this power struggle has been going on for a while, and they probably, again, this is just my opinion, they've even looked at it in the summer before the season began, whether the ownership there was any prospect of each other buying each other out. It's come out into the public domain now, but I have a feeling it was already being discussed in the summer.
can I jump in a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's really interesting, like how different perspectives can be, but maybe I'll start with something like maybe that's the reason of the different perspective, probably because in US mostly the shareholder is also the chairman and the chairman of the board, and then the board is functioning. In Europe, primarily shareholders have a supervisory board, and then there is an executive board, and then there are directors. So shareholders generally have influence only on the supervisory board, and supervisory board normally do not have intervention in the daily functioning of the business or the asset. So that is different little bit culturally, but that's something I just wanted to say. Maybe that's the reason why we are looking at it different. I totally believe that any player coming to join the club and play at Chelsea Football Club will have a look at the team, the vision of the team, and how the manager functions, sets out the team, and his potential within the contribution of the team. Who is the owner? Unless the owner is taking the trainings and intervening in the team selection, I don't think the players need to worry about it at all. And once again, I repeat, the shareholders are shareholders. The executive management is executive management, and the business operation is business operations. These to be things to be jumping from one place to another is, you really, things have to be really going bad, like Boehly and Eghbali really having fist fights in the locker rooms to be affecting everybody. But that will not happen. I mean, they are all grown ups. And if to be brutally honest, I will tell you, there is no organization, never, ever, there is an organization in this world which is apolitical. There will, whenever you put in 3 4 people in a structure, there will be political ambitions, there will be personal interests. There is nothing like an apolitical organization. So there will always be difference in any organizations. For those differences will be competing ideas and everything that happens normally everywhere. For that to affect the somebody's performance on the pitch, or somebody's decisions, and to be joining the football team, I think if the player is so sensitive, then we better don't have such a player in our team.
Okay. Stephen, where do you stand on this? Would this affect the players psychologically, or you think that the players shouldn't really think about it? Just move on with their game.
I don't think it's going to impact the players. The mad thing is, literally the flipping day before, you had Madueke doing an interview with Talk Sport saying about how all the noise is exaggerated by the media. And then this has happened, and like, really? Like, could it not have come out at another time? He's literally just said, oh yeah, it's over exaggerated. And then bang, here we go. He's got this. By the way, for the record, Todd Boehly is also the chairman.
Say that again, Stephen.
Todd Boehly is also the chairman. He's one of the owners, he's also the chairman.
All right, guys, we are still on this news that broke out earlier on today. California-based private equity firm Clearlake Capital, Chelsea majority owner and U.S. businessman Todd Boehly are assessing whether they can potentially buy each other out, according to Bloomberg. So, the report came out yesterday when we were live on our stream, but then I think that today we brought it up to talk about it. And I know we have expertise, people who are working in financial business, and we have everything on this platform. We want to know the main how Chelsea can move forward with this problem, and who is at fault. Is 70% at fault, or who wants more? Who sees where do we see the trajectory of this football club? The ideas of Behdad Eghbali. Stephen shared something with us earlier on. That's report from Matt Law. How Todd Boehly sees the trajectory of the football club, not just a year, a decade, but then 3 decades. So, something that we'll also be looking at. JC Phantom said that, JC, I have more knowledge. JC, you have more knowledge than I first gave you credit for. Your explanation of a US versus Europe has earned my respect for coming from Phantom on mini topic. Rich Moneymaker said that this can't happen until 2032. Owners sign agreements for 10 years, which is
no, they can't. I think that's external. If I'm not mistaken, that's external. They have stuff to basically. They can't. I'm trying to remember it, but if I remember, it's they can't sell to external people, but they can sell within the ownership group. So if one of them wanted to buy the other out, they could, because they're within that ownership group. But if somebody like, say, the Saudis came in, yeah, or the Qataris came in, then I believe it wouldn't be allowed because of that agreement that was put in, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, thank you very much, Stephen. Phantom of Many Topics, a Clearlake vision of an under 25-year-old team with an infant manager beating Pep is ridiculous. JC said I run a business, Phantom. JC, what kind of restaurant?
He's saying like what kind of business, and he's also asking, is it a restaurant?
What makes you think it's a restaurant, Phantom? You didn't have any other business in mind than a restaurant, Phantom? More complex.
So, so,
Phantom,
Nee, have you ever seen
you.
have you ever seen a restaurant be run by boards and like executive boards?
Oh, they do. They do. It depends on kind of restaurants you're talking about, JC. I'll tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd like to
There's a
keep my
restaurant
privacy
down here.
because
The board members are huge. It's called Black Rock.
yeah,
Black Rock is one of the biggest restaurants here in Michigan, and it's not an easy joke, bro. It's where you go, you cook your own steak. You basically cooking your own food. They give you
yeah.
ingredients. The steak, they give you some kind of a high stone. The stone is more than 400 degrees hot, and you pick up your own steak and you put it on it. You have the seasonings and you throw the steak on it. So whilst you're talking with your friends and family, the steak is on the stone cooking. And that restaurant has board members, shareholders, and everything. So,
Nee, I
I
mean,
can even compare that restaurant to maybe a football club.
no. I get it. I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
even in, I agree with you. I mean, restaurants can be very diverse kind of a businesses. Also, you have restaurants basically just feeding like fast food, like, as you say, chains, and
Oh, yeah.
like the idea is to be
Like
just
the
filling up the
McDonald's and
stomachs.
all
But
that
there are
stuff.
restaurants
Yes.
who are recreation like businesses. They are actually recreation because people go there to have not good time, and they're kind of like niche, like one high end something or one place, and they can be also like these coffee shops everywhere, which are kind of like entertainment and meeting places and all that. So these are also different aspects of different view ways of business. I mean, but just for the phantom, I mean, no, man. I mean, I
You
am
know,
I'm into something more complex than that, but I definitely want to keep my privacy.
yeah, Phantom, yeah, absolutely. He doesn't want to release that over here. Phantom is very silly sometimes. Don't listen to Phantom. Ryan, your friend Phantom is speaking. What do you want to say to him?
Yeah, I think similar to JC, I'm involved in a few business ventures myself, but I'm going to keep my my privacy. I don't want to disclose too much about my my personal investments. But yeah, I think whatever way we look at it, there's so many directors, managing directors, director of football operations. You got CEOs, various other titles within a board of directors. Fundamentally, what matters is who's making the key decisions in the club. Okay, and here we know it's the owners of Chelsea, so the people who own the consortium. And yeah, it's just, for me, there's so much unpredictability about this. You just don't know what is going to happen. And I think like the next time Chelsea lose a game, this will just be like another excuse that the media will use. Oh, there's a uncertainty around the ownership of the club. That's unsettling players. I don't personally agree with that. And I know neither JC or Stephen do, but it's just something, the media will latch onto, and then they'll write about it. And naturally, that will affect the psyche of players, because, they're not immune to reading social media and what's out there in the news. But yeah, it'll be very, very, very interesting now. What happens? Will there be a club statement issued in response to this? Or will this just continue to kind of grow in the background as Chelsea's season continues?
Ryan, can I ask you something? I mean, in within this context, like, what do you think, really? I mean, if we look at realistically, these owners, they were involved, yes, indeed, and they were involved primarily in decisions. Like initially, like first year, they were like hiring, firing, and that's already done. So right now, what they were dealing were mainly the marquee signings. You can say that, and it's no coincidence. Like after the window has closed, that this thing is now open. Like they didn't they were fine with this coming out. So what do you think? I mean, the next critical phase where you will need a common voice coming from the top, and if it is like these two representative of different shareholding structures. So and they are both like two captains on the board. Then the next decisions they will have to make would be during the next transfer window. Do you think we can sort it out by that time? They can sort it out by that time, like their differences or whatever.
I really don't know.
It's
I don't think we have enough information about, the power struggle and the discussions that are taking place internally. What I know from my experience is, finance people, whether they're running banks, hedge funds, PE firms, when they make their investments, maybe they're not used to having so much reliance on, I call it middle management. You know what I mean? Like the next level of management beneath them, which would be the CEOs and the directors of football, etc. Boehly strikes me as someone who is very hands-on, but that's natural. It's they've invested huge sums here. £4+ billion, I think it was, to buy the club. So they're going to be very hands-on from the beginning. And as you said, as Stephen said as well, the plan was always that they were going to step back from day to day, eventually. But this could be a setback now that actually brings them more hands-on and more involved day to day, because there's this uncertainty with the ownership and the economic rights, who owns the club. So they might be more, inclined to
To be fair, it can go
be
with
more
both
involved, especially with the fact the club isn't, performing very well. It's had a mixed result so far this season.
Yeah, I mean they would be judging each other's decision, but let's hope they keep it within their board. But to come back to that discussion, I mean the decisions they have been making are not the decisions on the pitch. They are primarily, their decisions are affecting, if they are indirectly affecting the pitch, it's through the decisions they make in the transfer market primarily. So 6 months is like done, and I hope that January is not so active window normally, and our, if we see like we do not have a lot of room for maneuver right now anyway for buying new players. So I hope like the footballing aspect of the business is mostly like most of it, the structuring has been done. I hope so.
Yeah, I agree with you, but also I always think if they have the power to hire and fire the manager, then they have the power and influence to make decisions on the pitch as well.
Do you think
That's always the way
is just
I
a
perceive it.
coincidence? Do you think this is just by coincidence that Maresca asked for a 5-year contract? Maybe he saw something there and he said, I'm not going in without a 5-year deal or something like that. So I mean, they can fight on,
Yeah, yeah. He
but
wants
Maresca is having
What
5
he
years.
saw was the fact
he
they
wants
kept firing.
security, and he's seen
Yeah,
the last 3-4
He's-
managers get sacked so quickly.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Mauricio Pochettino, I don't think they saw him as a long-term manager for the club.
No,
I think
I
one or
don't
two of the owners might have, but
They
the
saw
other
him
one
as
or
a
two.
developer of youth, I think, or something like that.
All right. Big up to you, Mo, for the Blue Launcher YouTube channel. Big up, my man. Big up to Jayton YT. Jayton YT said, the story of the Bloomberg dropped, and all the sports journalists who can't even differentiate between a balance sheet and net spending suddenly have knowledge of what Clearlake is all about. He said, he says, like if they know, as if they know. They know. I think shit. Someone doing preemptive PR for Clearlake.
Preemptive.
Preemptive PR for Clearlake from the club. Big up to you too, my man. There you go. That's my big up to you. Phantom said that journalists are not accountants, according to Phantom. Then big up to you, Maya, wherever you're watching us from. I hope you're keeping well, brother. Come and join us here on YouTube. Or maybe you can protect us on X. But yeah, Phantom said that because Todd made those picks for the Dodgers, I assume the picks for the Chelsea as well. I thought Clearlake was a silent partner. Maya said,
Can I
if Todd
quickly?
Boehly wants to stay down, fine. Clearlake will always find investors. I blame both owners giving the structure to the wrong people was the biggest mistake in the first place. Phantom said Ryan's Lloyd of is it Lloyd of
Yeah,
London
Lloyd's of
will
London.
take over Chelsea, according to him.
Le-
We JC, you want to say something before we bring
Yeah,
more
me.
on?
It just came to my mind, and also for
Yeah.
Ryan to reflect on it because he's been like really knows the boats and all. I think there are. I'm trying to think deeper. Like this does not happen overnight. This has been going on like behind the curtains for like a year or so, something like that. So in what way has it affected so far? If I look at it, so there are few areas only like our transfer policy we already discussed, like it changed a little bit, our approach changed. The other thing I see there has been a change or there has been a setback is again we do not have a sponsor, and maybe this situation is the reason for that. Do you think, don't you think, Ryan, like if a sponsor is coming in, like who's negotiating with them?
I mean, it could be. It could be. I mean, I had an idea that because we're not playing in the Champions League, but that should still doesn't stop Chelsea from having a kit sponsor, isn't it?
No, it's because they wanted a bigger deal. If we got Champions League, then we didn't. So then they've had to go and find someone else, basically.
But
That's
can't you get
essentially what
someone
it is.
in for at least a year until
Yeah.
the season comes to an end?
Realistically, they could have just gone to Infinite Athlete and gone, "Yo, you're one of our partners anyway. Want to just extend for another year?"
Okay.
The
All right.
other
So
the
thank you.
other thing this clearly affects is the stadium plan as well. I think they bought
Yeah.
the plot of land, but if you have an uncertainty around power struggle around the ownership, how can you really progress that project?
I agree.
Right, I would like to I would like
Uh,
to on your
let me.
stream
Yeah.
clarify one thing which has been going on in social medias a lot of the places, like we have spent all our money and there is nothing left for stadium. Let me clarify this for the record for all other streams so that they
JC,
know very quick.
can you hold on that one? Can you hold on? I'll give you time to say it. Can you hold on
Yeah,
to that
sure,
one? Yeah,
sure.
please hold on to that one for a second. I'll let Mo come in, and once he have his say, then we can clarify that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much, JC, for that. Mo, welcome back. Welcome back to the show again. And how is UK doing? Or London, to be precise.
Yeah, we've had a change in weather, so we're no longer in the summer. It's cold, it's wet, it's gloomy. But yeah, big up to you, big up to everyone on the panel. We've had we've had some turbulent news breaking last night, and
Yeah.
to be honest, it was it was coming. It was coming. Todd Boehly taking a step back, Eghbali being at the forefront of a lot of the decision making, um, has stirred up a lot of tension. You see, the thing is this: Eghbali and Clearlake Capital, they own just under 62% of Chelsea Football Club. Okay, the other three investors, they own just under 13. Just under 13% each of Chelsea Football Club. So the three other investors really don't have a lot of power
Is
when
it
it
a
comes
combined
to
of 25? If
the combined is I think it's
It's like 38 something.
38%, 38 something percent. Yeah. So I mean, to be the majority owner of any business company, all you need to have is 51%. And basically, if you have 51%, what you decide, what you want to implement, is the way the company moves forward. Clearly, Capital have a hell of a lot more than that. So, Clearly Capital, technically speaking, they can make all the decisions, and everyone else doesn't have a decision making power. They have an opinion. They can influence opinion. They can influence decision, but they can't actually make a decision because they don't have the power to implement it. The only entity that has that power is Clearlake Capital. Now, Todd Boehly was given the position of chairman
I don't know.
And
Steven, can you hear Mo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah,
So you guys can still hear him?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
hear me. They can hear me.
can
I
hear.
don't know
can
what
hear
happened. My thing has been going off once in a while, and then it goes up. Anytime Mo comes on, it happens.
But it happened with Ryan earlier as well.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I couldn't hear you for a second. I always want to make sure that it's not just me, but I guess it's me. But go ahead, Mo. I was going to say that it's this same thing going on with Manchester United with Mr. Ratcliffe having just 25% share of the as a Manchester United owner, and it means that he doesn't have the majority say at the football club. Is it the same thing that's going on there
Yeah.
too?
So if you don't have 51%, then you don't have a say. You have an opinion. You have you can make a suggestion, but the actual decision maker is the one with the 51% plus. They're the ones that can make the decision. They can veto any suggestions that you have.
Okay.
And Todd Boehly was actually given the position of chairman. By him given the position of chairman, he was then enabled to make decisions. So yes, he didn't have the majority share, but because of his position, he was able to make decisions and influence policy at the club. Now, the fact that he's taken a step back, from what I understand it, in the actual agreement in buying the club, the chairman is appointed on a 5-year plan.
Yeah, they
He is
can
not.
change it every 4 or 5 years, right?
Yes, so they can actually change the chairman in 2027, I believe. So technically speaking, Todd Boehly is still the chairman. However, Eghbali has taken a more active role in a lot of the decision making. He's been there when it comes to player transfers. He's been there when it comes to hiring managers. He's been there, influencing a lot of the decisions that really should be left to Todd Boehly. And because of that, I think this is why we are seeing this conflict between the two. Now, as it stands, Todd Boehly has raised 2.5 billion pounds to try and buy out Eghbali and Clearlake Capital shares. Now, I don't think 2.5 billion pounds is sufficient, but I think this is where he's at today, and he could potentially have more. From what I've heard, he is trying to make it more attractive a proposal for Clearlake and Eghbali to take the buyout and sell his shares to Todd Boehly and his new consortium rather than to continue at Chelsea Football Club. Now, I heard you guys mention the development of the stadium. This is apparently one of the reasons why Todd Boehly is unhappy at the progress, because he wants to get that looked into. He wants to get that actioned, while as Eghbali seems to be putting that on the back burner. And again, these are reports. We haven't actually heard any statements directly from Eghbali or Todd Boehly in respect to this as of yet. We've heard reporting from many different journalists who apparently are in the know. But we found out that a lot of what journalists say changes within a couple of hours, a couple of days. So
Matt Law last night to today, for example.
Exactly. So we can only take what we've been given with a pinch of salt, because it could literally change. I mean, as Stephen said, what we were hearing last night is totally different than what we're hearing this morning and this afternoon. So I personally think this issue needs to be resolved, and it needs to be resolved quickly. We've had a lot of turbulence at our club over the past couple of years, and we can't really go into another one of these scenarios where there is infighting between the ownership. One has to walk away. Who is it going to be? I think if Todd Boehly is forced out, if Clearlake Capital are able to buy him out, I think Clearlake Capital will end up having to buy out Mark Walter and Wiz as well, because I think their influence at the club is also going to be diminished, and I think that they would rather take their money and invest it elsewhere than to only have 13% of a football club. They don't really have much of a say in how it's run. So we could literally see the whole ownership structure of Chelsea Football Club change. Not just Todd Boehly or Eghbali, it could be a massive change, and this is one thing that worries me. And to be honest, I think you know we could be in for a very rough time, a very rough time.
We could be in for a very what time is what Mo is saying. Let me go to JC real quick. JC, back to you again. As
Yeah.
we're still trying to get this done and wrap up for the day. But yeah, go for it,
Now,
JC. Before I go for the comments.
it's like Maxim, right? If I'm wrong, like who just spoke, like a fantastic analysis, I would say,
Oh, you're talking about Mo?
Mo,
I think it's
Yeah.
because it's got the M dot, so it's throwing him off. I think.
yeah. No, good. But I would just add is uh, I don't think like in the boardrooms there will be rough times like negotiations, but I do not believe like in the grassroots levels we have enough squad and big squad and talented players that we will be suffering a lot in that sense. And as long as like the footballing aspect keeps fine, boardrooms, every boardroom has its own things, and it's just like with Clearlake Capital and Boehly and all, everything they are doing is just comes out. So maybe that's it's not like other boards don't have such issues. Every board has issues, different kind of issues. But what thing I just wanted to clarify regarding the stadium is like there are some other streams and other club fans streams saying like we spent all our money and we don't have money for stadium or thing. Chelsea owners, all shareholders, do not lack sources of capital. It's very easy to get financing. Either one of them can get it. And when you are building a stadium or investing in stadium, that investment or that expenditure is not calculated toward the PSR rules. So you are free to invest and service that loan. So to be saying like we invested like net spent like 800 million and we hardly have money left for stadium, some other fans are saying is technically wrong. Huh? We do not lack the ownership, do not lack resources, and we have no restrictions from PSR rules for building a new stadium. But the
JC,
restrictions can be indeed like if you do not have a
Money.
clarity in the shareholder structure, and then who is going to underwrite those loans, then the financiers of those loans would also like to see a very clear management structure there, because this is
JC,
going to be a big
JC.
loan.
Before you carry on, I just want to clarify one thing in regards to the stadium. What is holding us back is not financial issues. What is holding us back is the actual location and
Yeah,
the
that's right.
relocation. So that's
Correct,
that's the only
correct.
thing that's holding us back. Where we are at right now is very hard for us to actually expand the stadium. Getting another site which is close to West London, Southwest London, is a little bit problematic. There are different venues that we're looking at in the surrounding area, but that is where we have an issue at the moment. It is not a financial issue; it's more of a location issue. And sorry to interrupt you. Just wanted to make that
No,
clear.
correct. That's true.
Yeah, that
And the
is the same thing that JC was saying. That he's trying to make that clear. That if
yeah.
people think that Chelsea is spending a billion on players, it means that they don't have money to develop the stadium. That is actually false. Because just like I said, the PSI rule doesn't affect you in terms of how you want to develop your stadium or building a new stadium. It's allowed to do that.
There are no limits on the investment on stadium and infrastructure.
That's two different
That
things.
invest. Yeah. So if you are taking losses and make building a stadium for a few years, that's not calculated towards PSR. That's not calculated as a.
It's
But we also, right,
exemptions.
as you rightly said, we have a complex situation with the stadium, the existing location, and the Chelsea pitch owners, which who own the Chelsea name brand itself. Also, so it's complicating. It's a different other aspects, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Steven, you want to say anything before I go to the comments real quick, and then we can continue?
No, not really.
All
I'm
right.
good.
If you have anything in mind, just let me know, and then
Mhm.
I'll pass the microphone over to you. Maya said that it's not okay. Maya said the fact that they didn't recruit proper commercial and sponsor directors, they could have stayed with Infinity Athletic, according to Maya. Phantom, I don't understand these numbers you have on the screen, Phantom.
Huh? Where you
Phantom has some numbers on the screen.
looking?
It's 162 and 38. Oh,
You
okay. He's trying
saying
to say
about
that
the
the
percentage
percentage rate.
ownership?
Okay, so Clearlake has 62, then Boehly and his people has 38. I get it now, Phantom. I get it. All right, so Todd realized that he's pumping too much money into the football club, according to Maya. So I was not wrong to say Clearlake. Eghbali has a say in how the club operates. Is it Bumper? All right.
Huh?
Phantom Mini Topic said that who decide to buy
Oh, I
Modric?
think it was
Oh,
Bomba, wasn't it?
yeah, Bomba.
I just
Yeah,
seen the
that's what.
message you're on about.
This are the okay. Phantom. Let's not worry about who bought Modric and all those players. I mean, we can talk about that later, Phantom. Maya said the top put a lot of money in the project or in the team. He wouldn't lie. I'll be mad if he was Todd Boehly. The drama at Chelsea has exceeded the drama at Manchester United. Maya said we must not go to the Brook Club FC. I don't handle that situation,
Huh?
according to Phantom.
You said about what broke club? What?
It says a Brook Club FC. I'm sure he's talking
Oh
about
my
Manchester
god,
United.
Maya! Please
I don't
don't
know.
believe this whole broke club thing, bro. You realize even if Clearlake go, yeah,
Yeah.
Boehly has investors, yeah, and I don't know if I'm just gonna quickly say it, right. If you combine Boehly and um Walters, let's just say the net worth, for example, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
that is about 15 billion. Then if Walter gets Guggenheim involved as well, yeah, that's a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of potential money that can be used. We ain't ever going broke. You don't need to worry.
All right, we're not gonna get broke. You don't need to worry, said Stephen. Maya said that as long as we invest in the proper way, the new stadium will all be all right. The problem is owning those shares for the properties too. Francis, a big up to you, Francis. Nice to have you on the show. Francis said Enzo and Modric, real problems for the entire Chelsea team. That's how Francis sees it. Thank you very much, Francis, for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, Francis, do us a favor, subscribe and like the video. Phantom of the topic said we should relocate to actually somewhere in Chelsea for real, because since 1905, CFC has been playing in Fulham. Maya said that the fact I don't think that there are PSR rules involving investing
There
in
isn't, otherwise
properties,
you'll never be able to
commercials,
upgrade
and
the stadium.
etc. So thank you very much, guys. Keep your comments coming up. And the question for the panel, Mo, Steven, myself, JC, we're all here to rack our heads, our mind together to give you a good answer for your questions. We want to get some few words from everyone, and then we're gonna wrap up soon. Saturday, I did not want to stream today, but these news going on triggered me last night to put something out here. I've seen Mo's also. I was watching it earlier on before I came live when he posted that. I think about 2 hours later, when I wake up, I saw it. But yeah, good job to all the guys out there, all the Chelsea content creators that always stay positive, not looking for clickbait like Terry does. But anyway, good thing I've mentioned his name because I don't even watch his videos. But anyway, we go to Stephen G. Let's wrap up on this. Let's just take some few words. You got 2 minutes. Wrap everything up from what you've heard and the way forward of this football club.
Okay. Let's start by saying it's an absolute mess at the moment.
Shambles.
Yeah.
Shambles.
Yeah, shambles. You could use that. What else could we say? There's definitely substance to this, and it won't get resolved for a while because these things take a lot of time, as I said earlier. The other thing that needs to be mentioned is the fact that if we're looking at one sole owner, I'm just putting this out there. I don't know how the rest of you feel. For me, that one owner, we're better. Well, I say one owner, right? Out of Boehly and Clearlake, if it's just them, I want Boehly, right? I say that, but that will include Walter as well, because you know their little group and all that. But that's sort of my stance on that. Also, you've got to remember, right, that Clearlake answer to investors, right? If they get a good offer, yeah, I don't think they can afford to turn it down, because they'll need a return. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong on that, but at the same time, from what their business is, it makes more sense for them to just say, we'll take it if it's a good offer. And I think it was Mo said earlier, like, we've already got 2.5 billion coming out that Boehly's already got or can get. Yeah. He could get more than that. I'm sure of it. If needed, he could definitely. Bro, he's got links to Saudi. If he needs them to get involved, he'll get them involved. It's not that big a deal. We don't need to worry about ever worrying about money. That's not an issue with this club. Yeah. If anyone is a content creator and they're saying about Chelsea are going to struggle with money and all that, yeah, they clearly don't understand things. And that's me putting it in a respectful way. Right?
Okay.
And at that point, I'm going to leave it there, because otherwise I'll end up ranting about people who do BS titles about Chelsea go broke and all this stuff.
Go for it. You go for it.
No, I'm not, because I can go for ages on that. We're not doing it.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen G. Stephen G. representing the channel all the way back in the UK. All the rest of the panelists are located in the UK. I want to say thank you very much, JC, for coming on. And I didn't get to say thank you whilst you're here, but I realized I we lost. Oh, JC's still here. Sorry, JC. JC wants to hop off, so let me go to JC before I go to Mr. Ryan and Kasim. I'll give him the rest of the minutes. JC, let me hear from you first, because I know you're getting ready to leave.
Yeah, no, I just want to summarize it. Like I have seen worst fights, board fights, and worst scenarios, and this is not that bad.
Than it is right now at Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, and eventually everything works out, and everybody, because nobody wants to kill their own golden egg-laying hen, So people fight, but they eventually make sensible decisions, so it should be fine. And to be honest, I mean, it is something good. I take it as a positive, because we have too many cooks on every layer. I mean, we have too many owners, we have too many directors, we have too many players. Even Potter is, I understand, still on our payroll, so we have too many managers. So if this thing gets lean a little bit and very streamlined, I'm for it. Yeah, that would be better, maybe. So yeah, I think, like, I take it more positively, like the things. Yes, there will be challenging times, but I've seen worse, so it should be fine. The best thing which comes to my mind is Maresca. He's been very clear. These are the 21, 25 players I work with. This is where I'm focused. All the rest, sort it out. I don't care. And that's what I want to see from Maresca and from the team. Focus on your thing. All the rest, let it happen. Don't worry. Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a wonderful panel and a fantastic discussion. Thank you for
my pleasure, brother. My pleasure. Thank you for your knowledge that you injected into today's stream. Hope we can do more in the near future. As usual, I know even if you're not on the panel, you're definitely supporting us in the comment. Thank you very much, brother. Enjoy your rest of the day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're gonna go to Miss. Should I go first? I'll go to Kasim. Probably he's very, very busy, so I'll go for him. I'll take his words. Mo, over to you. The microphone. How long you want to take? It's up to you.
All right, cheers. Yeah. So, anyone who thinks, oh, come on, don't put me in the center. Anyone who thinks that Chelsea is having financial issues, they really don't understand business. The fact that you have two billionaires fighting it out to own Chelsea Football Club, it shows you the power of this club. They want to be in charge. They want to run this club because they believe this club is going to generate a lot of profit and a lot of revenue for them. So it is not a sinking ship. It is not a club with a problem. The problem is who gets to make the decision. And this is where the conflict is happening right now. Todd Boehly wants to have a say. The other owners want to have a say. Eghbali, Clearlake, they're making the decisions. They're the ones setting the plan of action for the club, and they're doing it in a way where the others, specifically Todd Boehly, doesn't seem to be happy with. That is what the problem is. That is why we're having this whole situation. It's got nothing to do with finances. On the contrary, finances are ready for Chelsea Football Club, and we can attract investors. This whole sponsorship issue, a lot of people are thinking Chelsea are not attractive to sponsors, to investors. That's why we don't have a front of shirt sponsor. No, the reason why we don't have a front of shirt sponsor is because of the money that we're demanding on the status that we perceive to have. Now, that status comes with Champions League football. No Champions League football, you don't get that sponsorship deal that pays you that 40 plus million per season. Right now, the deals that we're probably being offered are like 20, 25 million, and they're not deals that Chelsea are happy with because they're looking back at the history of the sponsorship deals that we've had. We've had some good good deals. So thinking, why are we dropping to 20, 25 million for that deal? So this has nothing to do with investors. It just has to do with Champions League football. It has to do with us finishing in the top four. It has a lot to do with football on the pitch. When it comes to the actual business itself, we are doing good. We are doing good as a club. We have got still that brand, still that prime location. I know Phantom keeps referring to it as Fulham. It's Chelsea Football Club, and it's on the edge of Chelsea. I mean, it's literally a stone throw away from the actual borough of Chelsea and Kensington and Chelsea. Sorry. So we don't have any issues. We don't have any problems. We have some infighting going on, and hopefully that infighting will be resolved either by Todd Boehly walking away or Clearlake Capital walking away. I personally agree with some of the comments that Todd Boehly would be better suited to run Chelsea Football Club. I think they're both lacking, Eghbali and Todd Boehly, but I think Todd Boehly, because of his experience running sports franchises in the United States, I think he has more of an understanding. I think Eghbali's decision making, especially over the past year, has shown to be flawed. He has made a lot of bad decisions that impact the football. Maybe business terminology, business, investments, that might not have been so bad. Buying a player for 12, 13 million and selling them the following year for 16, 17 million. Maybe you're generating revenue, but, on the footballing sense, on the actual sports sense, that decision is lacking. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I need to shoot off. It's been a pleasure, guys, in the chat. Make sure you smash that like button and make sure you support all Chelsea content creators, including myself. Just
not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. Yeah, but this man you have to support too. Absolutely.
I specifically said Chelsea content creators because some content creators claim to be Chelsea content creators. But if your heart and soul is not with the club, then you're not really supporting Chelsea. You see, the thing is this: we don't have to agree. So there's content creators out there that I disagree with, but I still respect and I still follow and I still support because I believe that their heart is with the club. Their actual mind, mind and their their vision for the club is that for it to succeed. We may disagree on on certain things that are happening on the pitch or off the pitch, but because they have the club, the club's success as their main objective, I will support them. I'm not going to agree with everyone. I may disagree with you, Nia, on some matters. It doesn't mean that I support Chelsea more than you support Chelsea. It just means we have a difference of opinion. So support all content creators that are supporting the club. and everyone supports the club in a different way, in a different manner. But yeah, I need to
My
show off.
only reason why I don't look at certain people is when you want to create content and you want to direct your content with insult, I would not listen to you, because that to me is disrespectful to whatever you're milking. You're milking something out of the football club. The football club is there, but then those in charge of the football club is showing so much disrespect to them. To me, whoever comes to the football club, whether is doing something wrong, is doing something right, no matter what, you can criticize them. That is fair. We all on the different. We all understand. We have our own opinion, just like Mo said. I may see something that I don't like. You may see something that you like, but different opinions doesn't mean we hate each other.
Yeah,
We don't.
100%. I just want to shout out Courtney in the chat as well. Big up to you,
Oh yeah,
Courtney.
big up to him, my brother.
I-
He's
I-
true. More true. You I got to know this man over here.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know if it's a man or woman. I'm not so sure. If
No,
it's
no,
a man or woman.
he's a brother from the West Indies, from Jamaica
Okay.
specifically.
Oh, big up to him. Big up to him.
Great guy. We have to understand something.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have to understand this. Everyone is different. Okay, so on my platform, on your platform, we try to address things from a rational perspective. We try to look at all the views, all the facts. Things that we like, things that we don't, we dislike, but we still cover it and we still try to address it from a rational perspective. There are channels out there that are emotional. They look at all the facts from an emotional perspective, and that's fine. Everyone is different, and everyone elevates to different types of content. So
That's right.
there's people that watch this content and find it boring, and they would rather watch the content where they're swearing, they're shouting, there's more energy, more emotion. They find that to be more entertaining. And there's people who come to content because they want to get subjective views, but also rational views, and they would elevate to this type of content. So we may not like the other content, but there are people who want to watch it. There are people who enjoy it. So everyone is going to do that. So watch what you enjoy, but at the same time try to keep a rational opinion on the facts. And sometimes we don't like these facts, but they're facts. So it is what it is. I really have to shoot off me. So take care, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you
everyone.
very much,
Take care.
Mo.
Cheers.
GFC Gavin, you want to see where he is? If you go in the comment section, he commented earlier on, and then what I'll do is my GFC Gavin. All you gotta do is I'm trying to find Mo's comment. Mo's comment should be there somewhere. I'm not so worried much about my brother Stephen and Mr. Ryan. I'm here with them every day. Yes, sir.
But Jim from the shop said we're gonna go bankrupt.
Is that Jim? CFC Jim?
No, you're not getting it.
No.
So people normally say, "Oh, but," and then insert random name from the pub said. So I said, Jim from the local shop said we're gonna go bankrupt.
Bankrupt.
Instead of saying Jim from the pub said we're gonna go bankrupt.
Well, I don't have all the names over here, but this is a little TikTok I'll put out there. If you don't know, if you're not really a Chelsea fan, you don't know the numbers. I'll tell you this: Eghbali net worth as Chelsea, as Steven gave us earlier, on 4.4 billion.
You can literally find this on Forbes. You just type in the name.
4.4 billion. Feliciano, 4.4 billion. Someone else, I don't know, 6 billion. Todd Boehly alone. Todd Boehly,
8.6 billion. Mark Walters, Todd Boehly's partner in the Dodgers.
8.6 billion. Mark Walters, Stephen, what's his net
Mark
worth?
Walters is the 6 billion one.
What's Todd Boehly?
8.6.
8.6. All right, Mark Walters is 6 billion. Todd Boehly, 8.6. Someone else down there, you said his name, I forgot his name.
Hans-Jörg Wyss.
He's 4.8. So if anyone out there thinking this consortium, we're gonna sit there for Chelsea to go bankrupt, I don't know what you're talking about. Todd Boehly alone, 8.6. Someone 6, 4.4 billion. Where are these? Where They have too much money for them to go bankrupt. It's never going to happen, my brother.
Just quick, right? Somebody's just posted on Twitter, yeah, you know about the thing about Boehly believes he can raise 2.5 billion quickly, yeah? Somebody said, imagine being able to quickly raise 2.5 billion pounds.
Yeah, within a short period of time.
Bro, imagine, bro, you're literally living, oh yeah, I can just get 2.5 billion click of a finger. Yeah, mate, it must be nice.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to get Mo's channel and then send this link there. CFC Gavin, you asked for it. So let me see if I can get information from Mo's channel and I'll share his link there for everyone to join and get. Let me see. I get a link here. So if you requested for Mo's link to his channel, is right there in the comment section below. Please do me a favor, click on it. Click on it, it will take you right to his channel, and then subscribe to his platform also. Let's go to Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan,
Yes,
big
sir.
topic, big news, breaking news that came from Chelsea Football Club.
It is.
Today. You have given us your perspective as a banker, someone that worked in the financial institution, and your knowledge in today's topic was very much spot on. That's why I have you as a friend, brother. That's why I have
Thank you, Nee. Thank
just
you.
having you as a Liverpool fan. No, yeah, you benefit. I mean, you provide a lot of insight on this platform based on where you're coming from in terms of a Liverpool supporter. When we need an update, you are the other one to provide for us. And also, good thing
Thank you,
have
Nee.
you. We have you,
God
and
bless
your
you.
knowledge in that expertise based on
You're
what is going on
making
right now.
you're making me blush here, man. You're
No,
making me
not
blush.
really. It's really true. Banker and
Thank
financial
you.
man, you're always behind the computers mixing numbers up. I know
Yeah.
how good you guys can be with numbers 1, 2, 3 up to 100. You can mix
Listen,
things up.
it's all good. It's all love at the end of the day. You know, I felt with JC earlier, he said one thing, and then 5-10 minutes later, he said something completely different. But anyway, water under the bridge. It's all good. We respect each other. Quick one. I'm sure Stephen would have seen it. The England team's just been announced.
Yeah.
They're playing Ireland in the Nations League. Colwell it's
Colwell's
his
at
first
left
start
back.
for England. Colwell at left
In
back.
12 months.
Why
It's his
Colwell
second game for England, but his first start.
First
why,
start in 12 months.
why did they put Colwell
Senior.
at left back? He doesn't like playing the left back.
Because I don't know who else we've got in the squad, because I can't remember, because the team came out like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, Rico Lewis, but he's a right back, isn't he? Rico Lewis.
He's both.
He's both.
Is it because of his height? Is it because of his height they prefer?
No idea.
Liverpool?
But if I remember rightly, I think I've said it on here when the Carsley news first came out, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't pick players based on position, right? And this is going to sound weird until I explain it. His thing is about picking players for specific roles within the team. Rather than picking them because, oh, you're a left wing, he'll pick you because you can do this specific role that I want my left wingers to do, is essentially how he works. Which, you'd argue, is the best way of doing things, right?
Agreed, yeah.
Because otherwise, you just got to chuck a left wing in because they're a left wing. No, mate, I want the best people who are suitable for my system to play a specific role within my system. I don't want left wing because he can play left wing. I want left wing who can cut inside and bang shots on his right foot, for example. Yeah?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want
left wing just because they can play left wing.
Exactly, yeah. No square pegs, round holes. Very much players to fit a system.
Mm-hmm.
But there's Livramento's on the bench as well, Enrico Lewis, Conser, these all defenders, but Colwell's ahead of all of them.
Right? Not the one like on the actual pitch, but like all the defenders he took. You got Maguire, Stones, Conser, who can also play sort of right back. Trent, Mark Guehi, Levi Colwell, and Livramento, yeah? If he wanted to, he could put Livramento at right back, keep Guehi and Colwell on, and then you got 3 out of 4 being Chelsea Cobham.
True.
Out of your back 4.
Palmer was in the squad as well, right? But he pulled out.
Yeah. He has muscle fatigue. They think he'll be fine for Bournemouth. Bro, don't play him for Bournemouth, man. There's no point. Put him on the bench.
he's recovering.
Put him on the bench, yeah, and start, I don't know, Nkunku. Simple.
Guys, speaking of England right now, Lee Carsley, right? Lee Carsley is the name,
Yeah.
the manager's name, new manager.
He's Irish.
He's Irish, yeah. I was gonna say that, you know, I think he was born in England, right? But then played for the Irish national team.
He was
There's
capped.
so many
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I think he got like 40, 41 caps for Ireland as a senior international.
There's so much news going on regarding him singing the national team. Does it really matter whether Lee Carsley sings the national team and you know,
Mate,
God
some of the
help
players
the
don't
team.
even sing it.
And yeah, and I was told from what I was reading that he even never sing the Irish national team when he was playing for the national.
But you know when they show across the lineup, yeah. Sometimes the players don't even sing it. Why is it a big deal? Bro, we've had foreign managers like Capello and Sven, yeah? Bro, I don't remember them singing it. Why is it a big deal just because he's Irish? Why is it a big deal?
All right. And also,
today's news it's going to be hostile in Dublin because you've got Declan Rice used to play for Ireland. He's played
he got asked
international
about being
games
their
for
captain
Ireland.
when he used to play for their academy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And he said, I feel like I can lead people, all this, and look, maybe one day I'll be the captain.
Good night.
And then he's representing England instead.
Yeah.
Then you got Jack Grealish, has strong Irish roots as well.
I think Nick
what
Pope
about
well,
the resurrection of what's his name? Angel Gomez. Angel Gomez, whom we thought he's gone and dead and gone. Manchester United youngster. He's been sent away from the football club, but he's been called by Lee Carsley.
Ouch. Yeah, he was at Lille last season.
He's at Lille, yeah.
And then I saw some brilliant performances from him. And the Manchester United, this academic graduate, and they didn't fancy him. Is it because of his height? Too small as a player?
Doubt it. I mean, he's sort of more of an attacking mid, so you don't really worry about the height as much.
Yeah, they carry the ball. They have a low sense of gravity. Ryan, what do you make of this Carsley issue with him singing the national team, national anthem or not? Does it really matter in football?
I don't know. I mean, being like dual nationality or like being a nationality but then working like abroad representing another country, this is just common in society. It's called modern society, so it's just something you have to accept. You're going to get fans banter and give players managers stick for it, but I don't know. I wouldn't think too deeply about it.
Do you know what?
Did anyone really care, guys? Did anyone really care about Fabio Capera singing the national anthem? This guy can't even speak English. More or less for him to speak the national anthem. Or is it because he was born in England, but he played for the Irish national team and it's not an English manager? That's the really matter.
Nee, at the end of the day, right? Bro can't help that he was the England under-21 manager, and then he's been called up as interim. Let's be honest, he's likely to become permanent England manager. He can't help that. He literally cannot help that. Yeah? He got offered the job for a big nation, yeah? For a nation, he's already worked in their setup with the under-21s, and you can see that from a lot of the players he's called up. He's worked with them through the under-21s, yeah? Colwell, for example, Livramento probably, Angel Gomez, like he's worked with a lot of these players at under-21 level, yeah?
Is it Angel or Angel? Is it Angel?
I think it's Angel, yeah.
Angel, okay.
But the thing is, right, I already work in that setup, right? I'm putting myself in his shoes. I already work in that setup. It shouldn't matter that I represented Ireland because other people have managed for other countries, yeah? Look at all the countries and clubs that you've got certain managers managing. Who was it we were looking at before? They'd managed for like one for Ivory Coast. Think they managed the Saudi team for a bit as well. Like they managed like 3-4 different nations and about 20 clubs. Oh, might have been. Why do I feel like it was Roy Hodgson? He did loads of countries and managed clubs. But yeah, basically, I remember us looking at one, and he like coached and managed like 3 different nations and like 20 different clubs or something. Yeah.
The
Why
one
is
I
it
remember is Scolari, innit? Who used to, I mean, he managed Chelsea as well, didn't he? But he did
bounced
like
around
Brazil,
everywhere?
Portugal. He was everywhere. I think he went Middle East as well, like Kuwait.
You know what's mad? Yeah. I remember when he came in, people were like, oh, he done great with Brazil or whatever. He'll be good for us. He came in and absolutely stunk it up. But on the Carsley thing, right? My thing is, if I put myself in Carsley's shoes, I've already worked in this setup as an under-21s manager. I now get the interim job for the senior team for at least 2 matches. I likely get the permanent job because this is exactly what they did with Gareth Southgate. I'm not turning down a job that's a big job for England, yeah, where if I do a good job, good performance for the nation, and we get far and we potentially win something, my name's out there now. I can get big club jobs. Why would you say no to it? Do you know what
That's
I mean?
a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because say he goes and wins, I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to. So nobody attack me for saying this. But say he goes and wins the Euros or the World Cup, yeah?
Yeah.
First thing England won since 66. All of a sudden, he's a legend for English football, yeah? All of a sudden, he's linked with big jobs at a click of a finger, yeah?
Mhm.
Because no other English manager since 66 has won anything. They got to finals like Southgate, yeah, sure, right? They got to semi-finals, yeah, sure, but never won anything. Instantly, you become a massive name.
Yeah,
You'd be
I mean,
stupid to put yourself in a position. Sorry, just quick. You'd be stupid
Yeah.
to put yourself in a position where you reject that and don't have the chance of getting your name out there.
That's a good point. And just to be devil's advocate, me, can go the other way. I mean, you and Stephen know very well Roberto Di Matteo's situation. When he took over from Villas-Boas as caretaker manager, he won FA Cup, he won Champions League, and then 4 or 5 months later he was sacked. So it can go both ways. But I take Stephen's point.
I have a question for you guys here, and probably I'll let Ryan start if he has an idea of it. Ryan, we've seen the trajectory of the Spanish national team and the whole, country team. We've seen De La Fuente, who was in charge of the under-23s, the under-17s, and he progressed as he moves on. Now he was given the Spanish national team job, and he's done very well, winning the World Cup, isn't it?
Who?
Winning the World Cup.
Euros.
Do you think that the way
the Spanish one, yeah, Euros.
Yeah. Do you think, winning the Euros? Do you think that the way the Spaniards did it, if England copied the same style, it will work for them? And are you willing to give Lee Carsley the manager after being in charge for 2 games for the Lions?
Yeah, I don't think tactically, formation-wise, they should copy the Spanish model. But I think I see what you're getting at in terms of the consistency of like a grassroots manager who's worked with young players and knows the domestic league well. Initially, when Carsley was appointed, I only saw him as like an interim coach. But actually, listening to Stephen and yourself and doing a bit more research about him, I definitely think if he excels in this Nations League qualification, he deserves, the chance to at least be the coach on a permanent basis and see how it goes. He's been involved in the setup for quite a while, and you can see here with his squad selection right now for this Ireland game that he's definitely not picking players on reputation or solely picking players from the big clubs. He's giving everybody a fair chance. He's evaluating how they're doing in training. this is a very smooth transition as well, given that he's been involved in the setup and under 21. So yeah, I wouldn't see it as they should replicate what De La Fuente did for Spain and the success he had. But he needs to stamp his own authority and his own coaching style. But definitely, I agree with what Steven said. If he gets the job permanently, he should definitely take it, because that can open doors for him later on.
Regarding what you just say, you have to remember that's individual person. It benefits him, but does it benefit the country as a whole? But
Ashley Cole's his assistant, by the way.
To what, Steven?
Ashley Cole is his assistant.
Okay, Ashley Cole hasn't won anything in football as a coach.
No, I'm saying he's his assistant. He's his assistant manager.
All right. To me, I think that England would do a very, very big mistake. Would do a very, very big mistake, considering the oppositions that Casley will be facing. Casley will be facing Finland, Greece, and Ireland. Those two.
No, but if he's only in for 2 games, he's only playing, I think, Finland and Ireland.
Yeah. So if you let me lance real quick. If you look at Finland and Ireland, these are not good tests for Casley team to play, because definitely England will win against Finland. England will win against Ireland. He won't be the guy to be in charge of the Greece game. But I think that if England emerge as victory or play very good football, it's not about winning. It's about how he plays. But if the team wins against these two countries, I don't think it's enough for England to make Casley, the manager of the 3 Lions. I think that he needs bigger tests. Either some friendlies have to be arranged, or facing bigger opponent like Germany, Italy, maybe we'll say outside Europe, find some of these South American teams and see how Casley English team plays against non-European countries. Then you can say, okay, we played against an African team that have different style of play. We played against a South American team and that has different style of play. And then maybe one top European team. Then we know Casley can adjust to all kind of style of play, all kind of philosophy or ideas of countries and the way they play. Then we know we're sure of giving the manager or managerial role to Casley.
The issue with that,
agree with me.
The issue with that means that he'd have to be in charge for at least 6 matches to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
That's the issue.
And you think that's not fair? That should be. It's not fair enough. 6 games.
I think that it needs to be resolved quick as possible, and I do think it end up being Casley no matter what. I genuinely believe that.
Because depending how.
Otherwise, you go out in Nations League, you go straight into World Cup qualifiers, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
And then the issue you have there is you potentially say Casley don't get it for whatever reason. I think he will, as I've stated plenty of times already. But say he doesn't. You've then got another manager who has to come in and the players have to try and play a different way potentially. And obviously you don't get much time with them unless it's over the summer. So you've got to try and quickly get something in place to be effective in qualification. Do you get what I mean? That's the issue. Yeah. That's why I think, at least with the Nations League, England are in the B group because of blimmin' Southgate got us relegated from the A lot, yeah? So you've got these weaker teams. So you can have Casley for 2 games and then make your decision before international break next month, get someone in permanently, then they've got 4 Nations League games to try it out, and then you go into your friendlies or your qualifiers.
I think that I'll prefer. I want to give this manager a chance. If you guys believe that he plays attractive football, a lot of people have been talking about how good he is, the kind of football he plays, and it's very, very attractive. My problem is, I think that the 2 games he's going to play is not enough to justify how good he can manage these players. There is some kind of a development. What the players used to be now is not what they used to be, in the under 20 and under 23s and that lower division. They've grown up. They now have egos compared to what they used to be. Can Casley handle their egos? I'm not so sure. But to me, like I said, if you guys believe that Casley plays good football, build on what Lil Casley has. And I've also said I've been an advocate of what English football. I love English football. And every country have their style. I've sat on this channel and I've said, if England can develop their style of football, and I love it. I love the way the Paul Scholes play, the David Beckham, the Eric Cantona. I love that. I love that style. But they should better that style of football instead of copying the Spanish way of playing. English style of football is a killer style of football. They just have to add certain element to it. And now you can see other countries trying to copy your style of football. Leave the Spanish game alone because you don't have players. Your kind of players that you developed, I don't play that style of football. They're not that tiki-taka kind of players. They're direct players. They're direct like the Germans. Wings, direct, boom. Crosses, boom. Spanish style of football, they dwell and take too much time on the ball. While the English style of football doesn't allow that. So add a little bit to it and master your style. But people are thinking we got to play the way the Spaniards played. We got to play so much beautiful football. We got to hold on to possession. Maybe you don't have that players that can do it. But why don't you improve your style? Ryan, do I sound stupid?
No,
Do I make sense?
I appreciate what you're saying. There's a lot of logic to what you're saying. Improving your style. Where Southgate did well, he got results. He got us deep into tournaments, semi-finals, finals, international tournaments. The football wasn't always pretty, but England were a very difficult team for any opposition to play against and break down. They kept their shape well. They were organised. They defended, well, except maybe in big matches. But where they struggled, was having control of games against really top-tier opposition, against the Spains and the Frances and the Croatias. That's where they struggled, in the latter stages of these major tournaments. To Stephen's point, we've already got fixture congestion, at the club level, and it's going to get even worse now. So, to me, this England job gets even more difficult. You've got Nations League semi-finals next June. You've got World Cup qualifiers, I think, starting next March. There's not a lot of time until the next World Cup begins. It's in 2 years' time. And you've got the on a domestic level, the fixture congestion just getting worse and worse. Players having to play more and more games. This England team job, whether Carsley gets it or someone external does, is going to be more challenging, more difficult. But I like the idea. I'm getting warm. I'm warming more to the idea of Carsley taking over permanently, just because I think, given there's only 2 years till the next World Cup, it needs to be a transition. And he knows the England setup. He knows the players. He knows the training techniques. And I think, if he does well in these Nation League games, he should be given the chance. And I don't think necessarily just organising friendlies against big nations is the only barometer. Under Southgate, correct me if I'm wrong, we used to do pretty well again in the friendlies against the big countries, the Frances and the so, and then in international tournaments we couldn't get over the line. So that's all from me.
Did I lose? All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I thought I lost Ryan. I thought I lost you for a second, but you're
And I'm all good.
All right, thank you very much. I think we can wrap up from here. Ryan, much love to you, brother. Steven, much love. I want to say thank you guys for making today's show reality. It was really a healthy discussion here, different opinions, different points of views. The chat also, thank you guys very much for what you guys did. You made the chat also interesting. But JC, have a good night, Phantom. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I came on very early for you, Phantom. All right, Steven, anything you want to say? Or we're gonna call it a day.
No, I think everything's been said. I don't
All right,
think
so-
anything needs to be added. So I think, yeah, let's call it a day.
All right, Phantom of Many Topics said, needs on my channel name is Phantom of My Topic. I put up a new video from Super Manila Comic Con today. We'll check into the Phantom. Yeah, I have your notification and everything take on, so I should get notification for it. All right, to look into the Phantom said, if Maraska want to play Saribor, we need a Jorginho type of a player.
I'm
Absolutely.
not talking about Jorginho again.
It is a Jorginho. It's a Jorginho type of a player.
Jorginho is the name. Jorginho is enough. Okay.
Southgate is a Graham Potter kind of a player, kind of a coach. Southgate, absolutely. All right, Phantom of Minute Topic. Thank you very much, Stephen G. I always say, Lil Desperandons.
Hang on to hope.
Absolutely, guys. Hang on to hope, and don't forget to do this for me. Subscribe and follow. Follow Blueclouds with the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. Follow. And also show your love by liking the videos each and every day. Thank you very much for doing that for us. Love you. Back again on Monday. Have a good night. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.